Good morning, everybody. Welcome to beautiful Lincoln Park on Saturday, August 9th. Brought to you here by the Community Improvement Commission, Lincoln Park. Our commission is set up for a couple of reasons. The first reason is the CDBG funding for the year, which goes to local nonprofits and also municipality services. We also host the Garden Walk, as you can see behind me. We also do a Halloween and a holiday nights. Basically, we like to bring the community together, and events like this showcase off our city's great assets to other cities and also to our own residents. So come on down, check out the Garden Walk. My information is here. If you want to be interested in next year's Garden Walk, Jay Nichols at citylp.com. That'll take you right to my city site. So come on out. Look forward to coming up the Halloween light contest and the holiday nights contest. We're going to follow us on Community Improvement Commission on Facebook and keep a post on the electronic billboards that we have throughout the city, because that information will be posted up there too. Thank you guys very much. Have a great day.
Checking in with you. What am I doing?
Are you one of the household? No. Altogether, there's about 7 stuff.
Yeah, we just had our garden club in Trenton, and we had six people, and we charged $10 a ticket, but most of them are $15 a ticket.
Are they?
Oh yeah, and some are.
Happy Saturday morning, everybody. I'm here at the Historical Museum, and the Garden Walk has just started. It's a beautiful day, and we have properties to go visit. Chandler, Cleveland, Emmons, Mill Street, Champaign, River Drive, of course, Memorial Gardens, and Riverbank, the church, and the Southfield Museum. You come up here, you get your map, you go visit all these beautiful gardens in the city of Lincoln Park, get a sticker, bring your paper back here, and you're entered into a drawing to win a raffle basket. So the winners will be announced on August 9th, and it's just a beautiful thing to do. So come on out to the museum. We're here waiting for you to get your maps. I also want to let you know that Lincoln Park Days is starting on August 22nd. It's the 100th anniversary of the Exchange Club, along with the 100th anniversary of the City of Lincoln Park and the Fire Department. So we've got some big to-dos at Lincoln Park Days this year. So make sure you come out and you don't miss any of the festivities we have planned. Jeff Day is here, our curator. Say hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
So we're looking for a fun-filled day here in Lincoln Park. Don't miss it. Come on out. We'll be looking for you, and everybody have a beautiful day. Thank you.
The house.
Okay, I'll check it out. What's your cat's name?
Handsome.
Handsome. Hi, Handsome. He's curious.
Yeah, we've had that turtle over 20 years.
Unbelievable.
Easier
Mhm.
to see the older ones.
Yep. Yes, busy working. Okay.
Hi. We're having the, I think the 4th annual Garden Walk. It's August 2025, and we're at the Bloom Rose and Memorial Rose Garden. It's Lincoln Park's public garden, and just to give you a little recap of it, this was put in 83, but I'd say somewhere after the year 2000 it was pretty much abandoned. So I've been working for almost the last 10 years to try to bring it up to some beauty. It's weedy, it's imperfect, and it's like me, wild. So, but I love to come here, especially in the mornings, and to have a beautiful place of respite. As you can see, I think I just saw 2 butterflies flying around here. I don't know where they went, but my main goal is not to be Martha Stewart. It's to bring pollinators to the garden and to also a place for people from Lincoln Park to come and have some respite and beauty. Even if they can't have a garden, we live very close together with a lot of cement. This is really important. We see a lot of wildfires and floods going on. This is one of the ways that I give back to Lincoln Park to try to make a place of beauty. So I'm going to show you the worst first. If you've watched these videos or come to the garden walk before, go ahead, Don, and show. This is what this quadrant, there's 4 quadrants here, and this is what was pretty much it looked like. All this overgrowth and weeds. There's a lot of roses in here because, again, the name is the Bloom Rose and Memorial Rose Garden. I'm not a rose person. I try to work with them, but this is just a ramble of different things. So this 2 years ago, I started making an effort to try to come in and clean it up and put in some plants, especially native plants. This here is Baptisia. They're small plants, but in June they get beautiful yellow flowers, and I put like a bookends here, 2 of them here, which they'll get pretty large, and they make a beautiful bush in the summer. Now, this doesn't belong here. It's an oak tree. But oaks are the #1 best thing you can do and plant. Now, a lot of people in Lincoln Park aren't going to plant oaks because they get huge. And most of us don't have a big enough lot for a big tree like that. What I'm going to do, I've talked to the Mixter School, which has a garden, and it's a school for autistic students 18 to 26. And they said they will take this and plant it in their school lot, which is very large. An oak tree may be, and I'm just going to give you an estimate, may give life, whether they eat off of it or they lay eggs or whatever, to maybe 500 to 700 different species of animals. Other trees like maples, maybe 17 varieties of animals. So I think you can see that the oak trees are really the mighty oak that helps our environment and our wildlife the most. So I'm going to take this tree in the fall, once they get back to school, dig it up and put it in that container's got garbage in it, but I'm going to give this to Mixter School where they can have a nice life and shade an area. These are new, and I want to thank Dr. Mike Izzo, who happens to be my dentist, which is on Warwick in Lincoln Park, for letting me take some of his yuccas. This is probably the 2nd year. They haven't bloomed yet, but I've got one here, and we'll show you one at the end there when we get there. And this is something that has a large white stalk that comes up. And again, it's like a cactus type of plant. And it's starting to look really good, and hopefully next year it will bloom for us. So again, it doesn't look too pleasant to the human eye, but I put in some shrubbery, some lavender, some sedum to try to get this area filled up without weeds. This is a fantastic plant that I just love. It's called the moonflower. Why you're not seeing anything bloomed is they bloom from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. This is just a part of a small plant. But what it's going to do is it'll fill up, and when this probably in a couple weeks will have this whole area filled up. They're white blooms, as you can see. Look how large the petals and the bloom is. So the bloom is probably going to be about this big, and it's a white, like a snow white flower, like a lily. And they're really beautiful. The pollinators love them. And it's something that when we have concerts here at night, that people, when they come back here, these will be bloomed. Again, and if anybody wants to do a moon garden, which is normally white flowers that bloom at night, this is a perfect plant because it's like a vine. It really covers a lot of area. They're not even done growing yet, and they'll bloom during the evening. We also have some allium. This is from the onion family. Again, a great pollinator that normally there's little bees or insects all over these plants. They bloom in August. We're in August. This is a dwarf Joe Pye weed. Joe Pye weed can get about 8 feet tall. This one is not going to get that big. It's going to get small flowers on it. My goal is to put flowers in where every month there's something different flowering. We don't want some things that flower at the same time. So we still have some fall interest from things like this.
I think you're the first one.
Okay.
Bed, okay.
Yeah, so I do got to peel some. Some of them aren't looking that good, so I was hoping. Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
Something that I've been working on for a couple years now, but it's newer. We've got a lot of lily in the valley in this garden. There's nothing wrong with lily in the valley, but it is invasive, and it only really blooms for a small amount of weeks in the spring. So what I'm going to do, there's a butterfly there, Don, is try to tear all this out, and it might take years to eradicate it. Although some will say I'll never do it, but we'll see. And I've got other things I'd rather put here that are gonna bloom and be prettier for most of the summer. So this is a more shadier area. And in this garden, we have an excellent assortment of hostas, many different kinds. And you also have some ferns, and it did take me 3 tries to grow these ferns. So know that they don't always grow the first time. These are things that people have just given me. So I put them in and I keep trying and trying until they grow. My nemesis in this garden is this tulip plant. It's one of those that you can't just pull out. You have to use the shovel and get it out. And if I'm not here for a couple weeks, go ahead and show them what a mess that is, Don, of how it just takes over. I wouldn't take the time to try to eradicate it. And yes, is this a great plant for hummingbirds? Certainly. But I would not recommend anyone growing this plant in their garden, especially unless you have a farm with some land. It's really not something that is very maintainable. And as you can see, if I don't keep on it on a regular basis, which I haven't, it'll try to take over the whole garden. Thanks for coming. I'll be with you in a minute. Okay. So this is something new. This might be the 2nd year, and again, most of these plants have been given to me. This is turtle head. So this is a wild Michigan wildflower. So when I started gardening 10 years ago, because this hasn't been a lifelong thing, I didn't really know that a lot of the box stores or nurseries sold plants that were from other continents. Now I'm not planting anything that's not native. Native are drought resistant. They can take our winters, they can take our bugs, they feed the pollinators the good resource that they need. So I didn't know that, but this is one of them. And again, you'll see no flowers. This is if it's going to bloom this year, because it's 2 years old, I think it will, it's more of a late summer, early fall. So you want to really try to have something that's blooming all the time. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing this bloom. when I started gardening 10 years ago, because this hasn't been a lifelong thing, I didn't really know that a lot of the box stores or nurseries sold plants that were from other continents. Now I'm not planting anything that's not native. Native are drought resistant, they can take our winters, they can take our bugs, they feed the pollinators the good resource that they need. So I didn't know that, but this is one of them. And again, you'll see no flowers. This is going, if it's going to bloom this year, because it's 2 years old, I think it will, it's more of a late summer, early fall. So you want to really try to have something that's blooming all the time. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing this bloom. So as I mentioned, we have a lot of hostas in here of different varieties. But we also now have a lot of nice varieties of ferns. So you can see that this one is different than these other ones, and they're so attractive, and they really give a tropical feel. And most of this is because right now it's in the sun, but most of the day this is more shaded. You might call it part shade. More hostas, more turtle head, some astilbe. So we've got some different things going on here. This is one of my favorite plants now. Didn't think much of it, but when I got to know it, this is Brunera. Again, it's a part shade plant, so look how beautiful this leaf structure is. And in the spring, it gets small blue flowers similar to forget-me-nots. Super easy to grow. I'm going to be dividing some of this up and putting this along here because this is an area also. Yes, it gets sun, but it's more would be part shade. We've got a mum. And then this is turned out to be a beauty that I didn't think I would like. It's called spirea. And as you can see, it gets these little flowers. Now there's different kinds that have different colored flowers, different colored leaves. The one I have at home looks quite different than this. I'm going to say this is in its 3rd year. So we would say this plant is happy here. So I'm going to let it stay here. I'm going to try to give it a place of prominence because it's definitely happy. It gets enough sun, but not too much sun. And what's nice about this, it's sometimes hard to find part sun or part shade plants that aren't hostas. Hostas are great, but you want a variety. This is something you might want to consider. And look at the size of this. And it's, again, maybe 3 years old. I believe it's probably going to get bigger. But again, I haven't been gardening for that long, but I think it's going to probably get bigger. And I'm really happy with this plant. Very little maintenance. All right. So these are some mistakes. And I'm telling you mistakes because a lot of people online, they want to show you everything great about their garden or whatever the thing they're talking about. But they don't really show their mistakes. And I think it's important because you might have to try different things and experiment with moving things around. So like here I have some Russian sage, which should be 5 feet tall and blooming right now. So I'm going to move this to the garden that I said I just started, that we started the video with, because it obviously isn't getting enough sun and it's not happy here. So I am willing to move a plant maybe 2 or 3 times. Now after that, if it's not happy, hey, it's not a plant for me. I'll give it away or I might throw it out. I'm not threatening you guys, but I'm going to probably move them over there where they can have more space. And it might have been okay when I planted them, but you can see how this stuff has grown. These flowers, they're probably giving these plants way too much shade. The same thing with these here. These flowers need a lot more sun than I thought. So these are also going to be moved over there and give them another chance with some space. They can fill that area out with no cost and get a lot more sun than they're getting here. Again, it might have been okay when I planted them, but since this stuff is done so well, it's blocking out the sun. So this is the section that's probably been planted, I'm going to say 7 or so years ago. This is sedum. You can see that it hasn't bloomed yet. It's just getting ready to bloom. At my house, they just started. They're going to turn a pink. And again, it's more, looks like kind of a cactus-y type of plant. Definitely big a pollinator plant. Phlox. And again, we've got some more of this allium. When I find something that is really, normally has a lot of insects, attracts a lot of pollinators, and it's super easy to grow, no maintenance, that's something I'm going to plant, especially here, because this is a lot of work to do. More sedum. Again, this is going to be blooming anytime now, and it'll bloom, you know, like late August into September. A great accompaniment with your mums. And we have a mum here that's going to bloom, so it'll be in between these two, and these will all be bloomed at the same time. We've got cone flowers. Those are a little bit past their prime. More, what's it called? But more of these, so they get that height and a lot of different colors here. Yarrow, some more allium, and black-eyed Susans, which bloom later in the year. So again, you really don't want everything bloomed at the same time. Great for pollinators. These are Michigan native, drought resistant. There's no water source at this park, so they have to be able to really grow on their own and compete with the other flowers. This is looking a little ragged, but this is something my sister gave me, a couple of these. This is a hydrangea. It was looking really good. If I cut off these blooms, or deadhead it, as we call it, it may bloom again. But this has been here at least 3 years. I'm pretty happy because this is the first year that it bloomed. So I'm happy with that. Okay, let's look at something else that isn't the best. In 2019, I was happy to partner with the green team at the high school, and they came and they brought, again, Michigan native pollinator plants and put them in this whole quadrant, okay? And that worked great for a while, but it's a good lesson to me and to you that you can't just even plant a wildflower garden and expect it to just forever be on its own and not to need any maintenance. I just haven't got around to this. I know what I want to do. If I get to it in the fall, I do. If I don't, I don't. So we've got some aster. Again, these are just starting to bloom now. Great pollinators, and these are native. You might see these, you know, by the creeks and things like that because they just grow on their own. They're really fantastic. These are a must for your garden. It's called milkweed. Milkweed is the only plant that the monarch butterfly lays its eggs on. Through development, we've gotten rid of a lot of it, and they need to have this. They lay their eggs, and then they eat these leaves. These pods are seeds, so it reseeds itself. It can be aggressive, but it's worth it. They're easy to pull out. It's worth it because if you want butterflies, and I hope you all want butterflies in Lincoln Park, that's what brings them here, because they can come and eat off the flowers, the parent. She can lay her eggs, and then she can do everything she pretty much wants here. You want to try to make it easy for them so that they will stay in this area. As you can see, it's gotten out of control here. I'm just going to have to try to make an effort to clean that up. If I can, if I can't, it's still really a good source for pollinators. Inside the fence, we have these yellow flowers that I can't really tell you what they're called, because sometimes people just give me stuff and if I don't write it down, but I think they go great in that fenced area. Again, they attract a lot of pollinators, and they bloom in August. So they bloom when a lot of other things are either done blooming or haven't started. So they're a great filler, and they're great for in the back of your border to give you some height. So again, not something that most people want to show you, but I want to show you. We need volunteers to do all this work. It's pretty much just me. So if you are interested, you can find me. If this gets done, it gets done, but we try to do the best that we can. We do have a butterfly bush. I was really excited to get that, but now I understand that these bushes are invasive. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it, but I might just take it out because what it does is, we talked about things growing along creeks and different things, that these invasive plants take over. They don't have any maybe natural enemies like the native plants have. They tend to grow and then they crowd out the native plants. But yeah, lots of...
We appreciate it very much. And you are?
I'm Jeff.
Jeff?
I'm with the mission.
You're, yes, I know you're with the museum because I've seen you. I mean, and Jackie and Bob Peace.
Oh, yeah.
Museum.
Great.
Yes, I can see you.
Good
Yes, yes. We went to that dinner at the Spaghetti Room.
Great.
Wonderful.
Great.
You're gonna get a list.
Well, you can sign up if you want to receive emails.
Insects and butterflies on the butterfly bush. The nutrition of the nectar is not up to par with maybe something like this or other native plants. So it's almost like eating fast food. Yes, they're gonna eat off of it, but I know if I'm gonna put the work in, now that I've been more educated about what to grow, I wanna give them a source of nutrition that is the best for them. Not just so that they can have something. There's a butterfly again. So just to kind of finish up here, this is another area that's pretty shaded. And again, you can see that these hostas are different than maybe the other ones you've seen. I'm really happy with this holly. Maybe it's 3 or plus years old. And I'm hoping it will get some berries. That way in the winter, birds can come and eat off of those berries. But it's really an attractive plant, and it's the only one we have here. It's going to probably get like 5 feet by 5 feet, so it'll take up a big area. And I think it's very attractive, and it's got that different look to it. And they do keep its leaves. It's what you might call like an evergreen, where a lot of the plants here in the winter, everything's pretty much looks like it's just, there's plants like you see just the ground here. So I'm trying to put in more plants that have a winter interest. We know how pretty it is when the snow is on evergreens or arborvitaes and things, how pretty, that this would be something that would stay green all year long. This rose is a gorgeous rose in this garden. There is 3 of them. This was already here. I did not put in any of the roses. Again, it's just a very interesting, and I can't say for sure, but I had a chance to go to Isle Royale this summer, and I saw these growing off of the paths when we were hiking, and I'm thinking this could be a wild rose, which makes me even happier. Besides that, I think it's a very attractive rose that pretty much from spring to fall blooms. And it's probably good for the pollinators. So that's really my thing, is if it doesn't have a lot of pollinators coming to it, I know that it's not a plant that they don't even know what that plant is. Again, I'm working on some of the ferns in here. This is probably different than the other ones that I showed you. There's a lot of different kinds of ferns, and they will spread around. And then I can use those and put them in different places. So you can have a lot, and again, this is a part shade type of plant. So you don't have to have just hostas, but there's other things that you grow, and they're very pretty with the hostas. So you can see here, These are at least 5, maybe 7 years old. They really need to start being divided up so you can see how big the hosta is. I understand that the darker the color hosta, the more shade it can take. The lighter a hosta, it might need a little bit more sun. Regardless of that, I think we can all agree that these are happy plants here. Big, nice and big. We've got one back there. These had flowers. The bees love these flowers. The animals can go under there and hide if there's a hawk or something like that. Birds can go in there and get bugs. We want to feed these animals. Like looking at this one I think is a gorgeous hosta. And they really help to keep the weeds down because they have a lot of shade under them. This is wild strawberry. This is what the high school green team planted in the garden I showed you previous that has the wildflowers in it. I wouldn't recommend it because it gets very aggressive, but I'll say it is a good ground cover, and it's not like raspberries that we eat. They're very small, like very small strawberries. But I think the birds eat them. So, okay, if as long as I can just keep them away from different things to give these plants space, I'll be okay with it. But I don't know if I was starting all over again, if I would plant that. And here's another rose bush, and you can see something in the rose, sleeping probably, or eating some nectar. So I think these are beautiful rose bushes, and more hostas, and a mum that's probably going to be blooming sometime in September. So I want to thank Don for coming out again this year. I appreciate you, Don. You filmed the concerts at the band shell, the city council meetings, and any other special events in Lincoln Park so that you can watch this on cable or on the internet and things like that in case you weren't able to make the garden walk. And maybe you're going to watch this in the winter time when it's good to see, remind yourself of being in the summer if you're a fan of summer. So I want to thank you for listening and for watching this video, and be good to yourself, love yourself, and have a great day.
Thank you.